Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. The market is at an impasse because we don't know if they're going to raise the debt ceiling. I used to say I didn't know when they were going to raise the debt ceiling, but the Congress seems committed to stretching this country to its limit, and I don't know what they're trying to prove. The bills have already been created. It isn't time to cut spending now. The time to cut spending is after you paid your bills, okay? And it's just a mindless mousetrap that they're trying to invent that doesn't solve anything. So we're left in the situation where the market has been kind of quiet and trending down, and it's going to trend down more, and it'll be a catastrophe if they don't raise the debt limit. And it's already starting to turn into a catastrophe because other countries and rating agencies don't like it when you have a major hassle about whether you're going to pay your bills. It doesn't work. So what we're left doing is all we can really do is create a watch list of stocks that we would be buying if things were normal. And until things turn to normal, I'm going to develop that watch list, and I'm adding members today, and I want you to see these stocks. They're good stocks. The market's set to take off. The news on inflation is actually good, contrary to what you hear from others, and there's no reason for this. This is a self-inflicted injury, and we shouldn't have to put up with it. And when election time comes, you want to remember who created this problem. So let's look at the stocks that we should be buying now, but cannot buy because we are waiting for a potential disaster. Hang on. I am Dr. Stephen Fox. These are my personally selected stocks. This is not financial advice, as I do not know your personal situation. The news on inflation is good. The price of oil has gone down. Other commodities have gone down. Lumber has recently gone up, but you could see that as proof that the construction industry is taking off. And construction takes off when you're not in a recession, okay? So, like I say, we're on the doorstep of good times, and this debt ceiling crisis, and it is a crisis now, is ruining everything. But the ridiculous thing is that trueflation, which uses more sources of data, and their data is more current, they show that inflation is at 2.98%. It's below 3%. Wow. You know, if it gets desperate and it looks like they're going to let it default, I think the president has been talking about invoking the 14th Amendment. It was passed after the Civil War, and the amendment says that the public debt shall not be questioned, which would seem to give the president authority to raise the debt ceiling to prevent the national debt from being questioned. You know, I would almost be relieved if this president or a future president does that. I think they would be taking a major headache off of us. It's ridiculous that we keep running into this every 2 or 3 years, where we got to see the market gyrate because of they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Okay, and if Biden does this, if a future president does this, I would personally welcome it, because I'm sick of these every 2 to 3 years going through this charade. I love the solar panel industry and have solar panels on my house, and it saved me so much money. I live in the ideal place for solar panels. I live near Phoenix, Arizona, so it's been very economical. And I think one of the best solar companies is Canadian Solar. CSIQ is its symbol, and it's recently been taking off in spite of the market downturn. As you can see from the chart, Canadian Solar has gone up about 8 or 9% in the last month, and its price to earnings, its trailing price to earnings is about 8.5, or pretty close to 9, and its forward price to earnings is about 9.5. So it's a very reasonably priced stock. Canadian Solar's earnings growth rate is an excellent 27%, and its relative strength is 59. So here we have an excellent stock. You know, I can find stock after stock like this that they look like excellent buys, but I can't buy them with this debt ceiling sword hanging over my head. I should mention that the stocks I'm adding today are added to the list of stocks I've been talking about a lot, which is Super Microcomputer, whose symbol is SMCI, and then Google, whose symbol is GOOGL, and ON Semiconductor, whose symbol is ON. And so these are being added to that list. Whereas Canadian Solar is about a $3 billion market cap company, Broadcom, my next company I'm looking into, Broadcom, symbol AVGO, is about a $286 billion company. So this is a mega cap, you might as well say. But they recently signed a multi-year deal to supply 5G chips and components to Apple. It's supposed to run until the year 2026, and it's worth about $15 billion. So it's a big deal. And for the last month, this stock has been doing well. Broadcom, good old AVGO. I don't know why that symbol doesn't correlate with Broadcom's name better, but that's beside the point. It is AVGO. Looking at the chart, it has a very nice upswing for the last month. It's gone up about 8%. Its price is about $686, and its value is considered to be close to $850. So this is a well-valued stock. Its price to earnings is about 17, and its earnings growth rate is about 23%. So this is a smaller mega cap that's going to be around. This is one not to worry. It's always perennially ranked towards the top of 5G stocks to buy. And I think it's a good deal. The price might scare you a little bit when it gets that high. I don't know why these companies don't split when they get that high, but it's all the percentage it goes up, right? So if you can afford to buy a share, I think you probably won't be disappointed. This is not financial advice, but it's just the way I'm thinking about it. So for right now, I'm only looking at conservative stocks, and that's the only kind of stocks I'm going to present to you. I mean, these are well-established stocks that have been doing well even during this last month of debt ceiling uncertainty, which has elevated into a crisis. And I'm actually almost angry about it. because I can look at the stocks now and I can find buys. It's just you don't dare buy them right now, and I think the whole market is waiting to see that debt ceiling passed and out of our lives and out of our way. And I think they really are doing a vast disservice to the country, and we should remember this come election time. I am so upset about the whole situation. We finally get a situation where inflation is coming down demonstrably. They're not going to raise interest rates, I don't believe. The data doesn't support doing that. And the economy is struggling, but it is making it through it in spite of these high interest rates. If they actually pause and we get a debt ceiling bill passed, I think the market's going to take off, or it at least will continue to go higher. And I think we're in for new highs if that happens. It's also a factor that the war in Ukraine is going relatively well for Ukraine. They have their fits and starts, but I think the United States giving Ukraine F-16 jets, along with the NATO allies in Europe, I think us giving them those is going to make the difference. And I think the war will soon be brought to an end, which is my hope and prayer. Thanks for listening and watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you.